did not do this again. I know we did it Friday or Wednesday. I'm going to go over it one more time because I'll go over it twice in all my classes. And since we didn't meet Monday, I'm going over it again. The last day of class is 4/21, which is on a Tuesday. If you are on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday class, your last day of class is 4/20, which is a Monday. I'm going to try to go about this a different way this time. On the last day of class, that's important for you because that means all homework that you are currently working on will shut down. At midnight. And after the last day of class, let me write this in red, okay? After the last day of class, which is on Tuesday, 4/21, after 4/21, I will go in and I will make sure that all the weights and percentages are good and squared away for your grade book. And I will assign zeros to any incomplete work. That's why I do it after Tuesday, 4/21. How's that? You think I need to do anything else?
No.
After
Your Facebook comment.
After. I'm asking, what do y'all think? Should I highlight anything? I mean, okay. So, what will y'all be working on April 21st or April 20? Well, with the homework shutting down, you've got 2 assignments left, and that will be your last test.
And your exam.
Which will cover anything I cover up until the last day of class. This test will cover up to the last day of class, which is yours is 4/20 Wednesday. Do y'all pick up on the repetitiveness, the repeating? I'm repeating stuff over and over and over. Have y'all picked up on that yet?
Yep.
All right. Last test. Well, this will be called, I think it's called the Unit 3 test.
You put Wednesday instead of Monday.
Thank you. Where did I do that?
Right after the last day of class.
I'm looking for Wednesday. I don't see Wednesday.
It's right next.
You put 4/20 WED.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Monday. Oh, yeah, we would have had somebody milk that. Oh, I thought you said Wednesday. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. We got some milkers in my class. There's usually 1 or 2 milkers. Oh, I thought you said you put Wednesday, so I thought you meant, yeah, whatever. I think I call it Unit 3 test, and I think I put last test with it. Y'all, and I
think it was Unit 4.
Okay. Whichever one has the last test, okay? So we'll look at it here in just a second. Okay, remind me to look at it before we get started. All right. Also, the final exam. The final exam will start on 4/20, okay, or 4/21, whichever. It'll start somewhere in there. The final exam, you'll have 2 hours. You have 2 attempts. Probably 33 questions, more than likely. No bonuses, all math. And they come from your unit test. And if you want to review your unit test, you can do that through Gradebook. And you can go to Test and hit the review link. Okay, now, the last test, and we're going to do this in the last test and the final exam. We're doing this in red for a reason. We'll start on the 21st, 4/21, and last to 4/28. 4/21 to 4/28. So after 4/21, what's the only thing that you should be working on in math? The last test and the final
And the
exam.
final.
Yep. Okay, so did I, let's see, 4/20, last day of class, Tuesday, 4/21. That's when I'll be assigning zeros for any incomplete work after Tuesday, 4/21. All right, did I leave out anything?
No.
All right, let's go on there right quick. And since I got it pulled up, well, I don't have it pulled up, but I think right here, I'm just going to go to main menu, assignments. Okay, Unit 4, last test. You are correct. Unit 4, last test. So it's Unit 4, last test. Unit 4, and it's got it right here somewhere on there. Well, it's got it somewhere. It covers Chapter 2 and 3, which in your outline is 2A, 2B, 3A, and 3B. And that's why the outline is so important, so you can see what it covers. So, and I don't cover Chapter 1 because I don't think it's necessary. So, Unit 4 test, last test, it's due on the 21st. Okay, now, y'all are very smart people that you know, Skype in. Do y'all see anything else that's interesting?
The unit test, the first one.
What about it?
It says 4/21/20.
Yeah. What else do you notice?
And
All the homework's open.
Well, what does that
appreciate
mean?
that.
That means I need to email Hubert and I need to ask him, why is everything due on 4/21? No, you do not. You take advantage of what I've given you. What have I given you?
A second chance.
There you go.
More.
So, how many emails will I get and text messages? I don't understand. If somebody, let me ask you a question, Miss McBride, you don't talk very much. If I gave you an extra 10 points on a test, would you raise your hand and say, Hubert, I think you misgraded my test and gave me 10 points too much? Would you say that?
No, I would probably say thank you.
Exactly. So what should you say? Should you email me and say, Hubert, I think you made a mistake? Or should you just run with it?
Run with it.
There you go. All right. So And I do that for all my classes. It's not like I like y'all or anything, so I do that for all my classes. Well, I do it for the people that go into My Labs Plus the last week of class and see it and actually take advantage of it. You'd be surprised on how many people are going to call me up next week after the last week of class, after the last day of class, and they're going to ask me if they can retake Unit 3. And you know what I'm going to say? Nothing, because I'm not going to reply. Okay, so, and the unit, and why is it the final exam? The final exam, I could open it up early, but you got a whole week, so I just leave. It opens up 8 o'clock on 4/21, so it should show up at 8 o'clock on 4/21. Any questions about that last week of class? Because I'm not going over this anymore. I think that's it. I think I've went over it with the Monday, Wednesday. I think I went over it Monday, Wednesday. I think I went over it Wednesday, Friday, and today. But I can't remember. But anyway.
Hey, Hubert, can you put that paper back up that you wrote all the notes on?
Hold on. There you go. Okay, can anybody think of any questions you got about the last week of class?
For the last test, what is that date that you have written on there?
4/21 to 4/28, same as final exam. I'm sorry.
Okay. It said it was due on 4/21 on My Labs Plus. I just wondered.
I need to fix that because that's not the way they usually, huh. Well, it sure does. Well, I'm glad you caught that. Thank you. So I'll fix that for you right quick. No, I don't want. Oh, me, I can't think today. There we go. Hey, how's that? Is that better?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You might want to check the other ones just in case.
Yeah, those are the only two that should go on the 28th. The rest of them 21st.
You have the final exam set. Oh, okay. I didn't
Yeah,
see
it
that.
starts on the 21st. I mean, I could change it. Ain't no big deal. I mean, I could fix it to where y'all can take it early. Let me just do that. What's today? Today the 20th?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That way some of y'all can get through early if you want to.
Oh, wait, day's 15th. Sorry.
Oh, man, I asked you one simple question. 15th.
This quarantine's got all my days messed up.
Yeah, blame it on Russia.
Yeah.
15th.
Or it's dictator Trump's fault.
Yeah. I guarantee you there ain't no Trump haters this week. Dang old checks going in the dang old bank. I guarantee you, dang old people loving Trump today. Dang old $1,200. There you go. I put on Facebook, I said, for all you Trump haters, don't you dare accept those checks. You need to send them back to the government. All right, 415 to 428. So there we go. All right, so any other questions y'all got? All right. Now let's go to 2B, which is a continuation of 2A. But we'll go ahead and get started on that. 2B. And this is nothing but continuation of unit analysis, which is called dimensional analysis or unit conversions. I've never seen it called unit analysis before. Okay, but this book evidently y'all don't understand what dimensional analysis is, so they call it unit analysis or unit conversions. So anyway,
Yeah. And
okay. Say again?
In the PowerPoint, I merged the 2A and 2B together that way.
Good.
It's all.
Well, that's a good thing. Good thing, because that way you can study just the slides and it hits the high points. Okay. The length of the Kentucky Derby. All right, so let's go ahead and hit slide. And the length of the Kentucky Derby horse race is 10 furlongs long. How long is the race in miles? Okay, the first thing you're going to do with this one is you're going to put 10 furlongs over 1. That's the first thing you're going to do. You're going to put 10 furlongs over 1. Now, why are you putting it over 1? Because you don't have a per in there. And if you don't have a per, like miles per hour, if you don't have a per, you're going to put the number that they give you, you're going to put that over 1 to help set up your diagonals for unit cancellation. Okay, now the book don't show that. This is a Hubertism. I tell all my students, first thing you do is put that 10 over 1 unless it's 10 miles per hour or 10 feet per second. Then you would put 10 feet over 1 second. But if it doesn't have a per, if you don't have a per, P-E-R, if you don't have a per, you put that number over 1. Now you got to have a unit conversion with furlongs to miles. Now I told you to go ahead, and what page was that on? I think, Miss Dandenau, I think you found it.
It should be on the first section of it.
You said it was page 69 or something. Somebody tell me what page she said. Y'all look on Wednesday's notes.
Page 89.
I'm sorry, what?
Page 89.
Page 89. Okay, you need to, for the test, I would, since it's in the book, I would Xerox or print it out from the ebook, print out page 89, and make sure you have that for the test. Because it's going to have 1 furlong is equal to 1/8 of a mile. And that's very important for you to have. Okay?
I have it on an Excel sheet.
That's good. That's a good thing. That way you can use your Excel sheet to actually make the calculations. Okay, so 1 furlong equals 0.125 miles. So furlong goes on the bottom. 1 furlong is equal to 0.125 miles. Now I'm going to take my handy dandy, and there's what I've got set up. Now this type of question is a test question, but me personally, I don't like using units that you've never seen before. I like to use miles and feet and days and seconds and, gallons to pints. And I like to use things. Do you walk around, Mr. Poor, and talk in terms of furlongs? No, nobody does that. So I don't use, for test questions, I try not to use units that you are unaware of, okay? But in this case, it's a homework question / slide, so this is it. So you take your handy dandy red marker, and the furlongs go out. And no, you do not need a calculator for this. If you use a calculator, you don't need to tell anybody, because 10 times 0.125.
Is
And what do you do with that
1.25.
decimal? You move it one place to the right. So your answer is 1.25 miles. Now, I will tell you that this type of question, not necessarily furlongs, but this type of question is a good standardized test question, and I would ask it on a test. I just wouldn't use furlongs. Okay? Next. What is that snowflake for? Freeze image. Okay. I've been wondering that. All right, I'll shut up. Let's see if I can make this smaller. No, I'll just wait until I need it. I need another monitor. Well, then I can't share both monitors. Oh. Next. And there's the answer. You are planning to make pesto and need to buy basil at the grocery store. You can buy small containers of basil priced at $2.99 each for a 2/3 ounce container. At the farmer's market, you can buy basil in bunches for $12 per pound, which is the better deal. So you got to get all your units lined up, okay? This is $2.99 for each 2/3 ounce container. Okay, so I'm going to pull my handy dandy do-jigger up, and I'm going to say $2.99, $2 per 2/3 ounces. Okay, $2.99, $2.99 over 2/3. Is that 0.67? Ain't that 0.67? Or 0.6666 repeating? Ounce. And how many ounces are in a pound?
16. I don't even have to look at the chart to know that.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that though. I always want to say 12, but I'm just weird. Okay, so the ounces cancel, and here we've got $2.99 times 16 over 0.66, and I would carry that out to 10 digits if I was you. I would carry it out as far as your calculator will go. Well, that's pounds, sorry. Dollars per pound. So somebody crank that out. I'll pull up my handy dandy calculator because I don't trust y'all. Y'all kind of set me up for failure sometimes. So I'm going to do it by my calculator. This dang thing will work. 16 times $2.99.
$71.76.
Okay, let me get there. Divided by, that don't sound right, 0.6666. And that's right, $71.76.
Or if you round it, $72.
$72 is good. $72 per pound. Okay, well, I think we can all decide that, and that's usually true. When you're buying stuff per ounce, chances are you could get it a whole lot cheaper per pound. Okay, I don't know what they did, because you could have went $12 per pound, and you could have changed it to ounces. You could have done that also. You could have done it either way. But I think you're going to see that, let's see, there we go. Yep, $72 per pound. So we can see.
I actually already wrote all this down.
Say again?
I already actually
Oh,
wrote all this down.
okay. All
So
right. So $72 per pound is not a good deal.
it's 6 times
Now
the
make
fun.
sure you realize King Henry died drinking chocolate milk. Let's go over that. Make sure if you haven't seen it, then you use whatever method you use. King Henry died, meters, liters, grams, drinking chocolate milk. Now don't be like the person. I don't understand, Hubert. I don't understand. I said King Henry died. Oh, you mean blah, 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 blah. I'd never heard of King Henry. Shut up. These people ain't kidding you. That's why I'm divorced. Them kind of people irritate me. Kilo. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I'll be all right. Hecto. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all ever met somebody like that? Oh, I didn't learn that. I learned King Hippopotamus drove in the ditch with a chicken milk. Okay, I mean they just irritating. Oh, I'm sorry. Deca. This is our unit, so that counts as just a single unit. Deci, centi, and milli. Now, I do not include the micros, okay? I don't know if they include the micros. They may in the chart here.
Yeah, they
Yes,
do.
they do. Now, you can actually do that and add those on both sides if you want to. That's up to you. I don't deal with those. I let the science teachers take care of those. But you can put them on both sides because here's kilo. So mega, you'd multiply by 2, by 2, by 2. Okay, you'd add 3. Okay, you'd add 3 zeros. So you could put mega, giga, tera on the side, mega, giga, and tera. And just remember, add 3 to the exponent. I'm not going to, and same thing here. You're going to subtract 3 from the exponent. It's micro, nano, pico. Micro, nano, pico, and you minus 3 with each. And I'm just going to leave it at that. You can add those if you want to. And when you're moving the decimal, you have to move, instead of moving 1 bump here, you got to move 3 bumps. And you'll understand what I'm talking about here in just a second. Let's see if they give us a nice simple one to start off with. Convert 22759 centimeters to blank meters. Okay, now this is these are going to be all over the test, because if you miss these, you don't need to what? You don't need to tell anybody, because these are very simple. You just find this unit. So that unit is centi, so that's right here. And you move till you get to that unit, which is right here. So you move 2 places. So you move this decimal 2 places. So that answer is 27.59. So if I was to move, and I'm going to do this in a colored blue, meaning that this is not part of the question. If I wanted to move to that one right there, I would go another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I would move 6 places. Okay, everybody with me? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I would move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if I was to change it to macro or whatever that word is, I can't remember what the word is, but anyway, if I was to change that, then I would change 2759 centimeters to blank. Is it macro? I can't ever remember.
It's micro.
Mega.
Mega, yeah.
So it'd be megameters, whatever. Megameters. And see, that's why I don't fool with them, because most of the applications that I have in math, they usually don't deal with the micros or the megas. Most of those sciences that some of you nurses get into with the biologies and the, not the physics, but basically the biologies, you have to deal with these guys. So that would be 0.40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2759 megameters or whatever. So if you went to giga, that would be not 1 bump, but 3 more bumps. And that's how you do that. Okay? So, oops, I'm sorry. There we go. So that's how you do King Henry died drinking chocolate milk. Let's see if they give us another one that's pretty simple. I'm not going to give you on the test a bunch of crazy ones. I'm not going to do that. Okay, we did that one. Okay, this is a good one because this one is a test question, and you can bet your bottom dollar this is going to be on a standardized test because they love putting standardized metric. Okay, so write this one down and write this one as a test question because this one is one that I would put on a test. And the first thing I'm going to do is put 26.2 over 1. And then I'm going to put miles on the bottom. And I just know from experience that there is a miles to kilometers conversion. So I'm going to go ahead and put kilometers here. And then, of course, they're going to show you the conversion right here. So 1 mile is equal to 1.6093. And that means 26.2 times 1.6093, and that's going to be in kilometers. And of course, that's what you should get. And that's going to be 42.2 kilometers. So that's a good test question. These are the type questions I would ask you on a test. And furlong stuff, I don't like using furlongs and fathoms, and why use that unless you live in medieval England and you're going to talk like that? I don't understand. Make sure you know how to do this because this is test questions. Let me just go ahead and show you the 2 formulas. Come on, where are they? There they are. Make sure you write these 2 formulas down right there. Celsius to Fahrenheit, Fahrenheit to Celsius, because those will be on a standardized test. Go ahead and write those down. Add those to your index card or your sheet that you're going to print out with your conversions. Now, why wouldn't you need Celsius to Kelvin and Kelvin to Celsius? Well, unless you work in a steel plant and you're dealing with kelvins and you know, if you're dealing with kelvins, then and you work and you pour, molten metal into other, things, or you work in a chemistry or a science lab, you're not going to deal with kelvins. But it's nice to write this down on that sheet so you'll have it, if they don't already have it on that sheet, for your science classes, especially with chemistry. I got the vodka mixture just right on this one. All right. So I'm going to write these two down because I don't have them committed to memory. Not many people do, unless you're just weird. F is equal to 1.8 C plus 32.
It's also on page 96.
Thank you. Write that down, please. Page 96. I'm glad to see that there's still students that actually open the book and actually read, and it's just nice to know that. All right, and C is equal to F minus 32 over 1.8. Now there are other formulas, variations that use fractions instead of the 1.8. I really don't care. That's up to y'all. If you want to write the fractions and you like whips and chains, then knock yourself out. But most people would deal with these decimals a whole lot easier, and there's no need to deal with fractions unless you just like to. Okay, automatic focus. There we go. I don't know why it won't focus until I put my hand on there. Damn Russians. Okay, so let's go do an example and see what they say. Average human body temperature is 98.6. What is this in Celsius? Okay.
And
so I'm not going to deal with Kelvin because I'm not weird. 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so that means I got to plug in Fahrenheit. So I've got to use this one right here because I've got to plug in Fahrenheit. Or you can just say to yourself, well, I need the Celsius formula. Well, there's the Celsius formula. I don't care which way you use. Celsius is equal to 98.6. That's what I plug in. Minus 32 over 1.8. Now, I'm not going to do it on a calculator. I'm just going to show you. There we go. 37 degrees Celsius. And of course you can do Kelvin, but I'm going to put it in here. There, you can write that one down, and I'm not going to go through that one because, like I say, unless you are in a science class, just have the formula written down in case they may ask you it on homework, but I'm not going to ask you on test unless it regenerates, in which that could possibly happen. But have it on your sheet with your conversions. Just have it at the bottom and just have those 4 formulas, and all it is plug and chug. So it's not, it's not rocket science. Go ahead and write this down in case you might think about taking a DeLorean and making it into a time travel, Back to the Future. Gigawatts, remember gigawatts? 1 watt is equal to 1 joule per second. All right? That's water and energy and electricity is the same, path of least resistance. So it's treated, a lot of times, water and electricity is treated, and I'm using electricity as an example of energy. Electricity is written a lot of times like water because it travels like water. It travels a certain feet per second, or in this case, metric unit, joule per second. Travels just like water, the path of least resistance. It's a lot faster than water. That's why it has to use different units. but it's still treated like, as far as something traveling, it is, joules per second. And that's something. Do you need this necessarily to walk around? No. This is something, again, you put on your sheet and use it accordingly. A kilowatt hour, 1 kilowatt hour is equal to 3.6 million joules. And joule is a scientific term. It's pronounced just like the rocks that come out of the earth that are expensive. It's a joule. A utility company charges 15 cents per kilowatt hour. Now I want you to write this down. I do not give this as a test question, but I want you to write it down because you could have a question like this on a standardized test. I doubt it, but you could have one. A utility company charges 15 cents per kilowatt hour. So you would write down, the first thing you would write down on your conversion would be 0.15 dollars, or you could say 15 cents like they've got it. I don't care how you write it. Just make sure you write it the correct way. Okay, or 15 cents. I'm going to put cents over 1 kilowatt hour. So that's the first thing that I would write down. That takes care of that first sentence. How much does it cost to keep a 100-watt light bulb? Okay, so right now we don't know anything about, we don't have anything that says we got kilowatt per hour, but we don't have anything watts. Okay, we'll get to that in just a minute. How much does it cost to keep 100, I'm going to put 100 watt light bulb on for 1 week? That's our question. Okay, how much will it save you in a year if you replace it with one of those LED lights that do not put out enough light to see anything? The same amount of light for only 25 watts of power. Okay, so how much will you save in a year if you replace it with 25 watts? Of course, it's going to be less, but you've got to stub your toe on dadgum hallway furniture if you know. Anyway, I got one of these LED lights in my front foyer, and I can't stand it. I can't stand it. It turns everything blue. It looks weird. And I've had it in there for like 5 years, and it won't die. So, y'all ever had one of those lights in your house? They suck. Okay, so there's our 100 watts equals 1 kilowatt over 1,000 watts. That's what that means. So the watts cancel. So you could put that in there, 1 kilowatt. So I'm going to go to mine. Let's make this out right here. And I'm going to go to mine. And I'm going to put 15 cents over 1 kilowatt hour. And then what am I going to put on top? Well, over here it says 1 kilowatt equals what? 1,000 watts. So I'm just going to put that over here, but I'm going to put, kilowatt. I'm going to put that on the top so I can cancel out that kilowatt. So 1 kilowatt equals 1,000 what? Watts. And that way my kilowatt will cancel. And now I've got 15 cents per hour watts. Okay? And of course, now you're just going to, how much 1 week? Well, I've got hours right here. So I'm going to go, how many days are in a week?
7.
Okay, and we got to think backwards now. Hold on a second. We got to think backwards. There's 24 hours
In a day.
in a day. and there is 7 days, or they use 5, they use 7. There's 7 days in 1 week. So let's see what we got right now. We've got hours cancel, days cancel, and we've got cents per kilowatt hour. Now I'm going to multiply. Well, we still got the kilowatt. I thought the watts canceled. Okay, the watts. I don't have the watts. Hold on, I need to take out the hours. And there's 24 hours. Okay, we did 24 day, 7 days a week. Okay, we need the week to cancel. Times 1 week. There we go. There we go. I'm still. Oh, they want to get rid of the watts. Oh, okay. I got to multiply by 100 watts. 100 watts over 1. So that's going to be watts cancel. And I don't know why we didn't. The kilowatts should cancel, but that's why you should get 16.8. Not an easy problem. I don't like doing these problems. I don't like. To me, they're a little bit out of the picture of what this would be. Okay in a science-based class, but not in the introductory 103. Not in my opinion. Because it's a little bit too much when you're talking about kilowatt hours. But that's just me. I'm running out of time, so let me see what's next. And then you multiply it by 52 weeks. I'll leave that on.
15 cents?
Huh?
You mean 15 cents first?
Well, you'd multiply 15 cents. Okay, there you go. There they're taking out the kilowatt hour. They just did it. Okay, on the second part. Okay, good. So let me go back. At least I'm not crazy. All right. They got 16.8 kilowatt hours. Okay, that's why they didn't get rid of the kilowatts. All right. And then they took the kilowatt hours and multiplied it by 15 cents, and that got rid of the kilowatt hours. And you should end up with cents. That's what I did. I just did it all at once. Okay, so do the first part. There's the first part. They didn't have the 15 cent in there. I went straight to how much will it cost in a week. That's what I went for. All right, so take the 16.8 and then multiply that by 15 cent. And that will give you 252 or 2.52. And then that 2.52 multiplied by 52. So that dadgum, that 25 watt, okay, will save you $98 per year. Now, how many of you have had one of those 25 watt LED bulbs? Would you rather pay $98 a year and have a regular bulb, or not save $98 a year and have the blue bulb? I'll take the regular 100 watt bulb. I guess I'm just being redneck. I don't know, but I don't like that blue tinge that I get in my foyer. I wish it would burn out, but it's like some politicians. They just last forever. They never do die. Oh my gosh, what time is it?
It's 10:01.
Well, why is my student calling in? I don't have class till 10:10. Oh well. Okay. Let's look at the next one, and I'll shut up. I want to get through with this so y'all can get your 2.2 out of the way. Units of density and concentration. Okay. We'll stop. We'll stop there. So we'll start with units of density. You should be able to start your 2.2 homework. And let me shut down the recording. Any questions for me so far? Now, I'm going to try. Let me finish this before I stop the recording. I want us to try, this is my goal, I want us to try to get to 3.B, 3.1A, and 3B by Monday of next week. And that is very possible because you all know this section, that's on scientific notation. And the reason I want to get to that is because that's on a lot of standardized tests, and some of y'all will be taking biology and chemistry, and it kind of helps you to go over that. That's why I want to get to it. I'm not getting to it because I have to. I'm getting to it because you need it. I think 3A is pretty simple. It's on percentages, and I can go over that real quick. So I want to hurry up and get to this section. So hopefully Friday we can get this one knocked out, and then I'll spend all day Monday on scientific notation. Okay? Any questions? See, we're about to get this thing taken care of. All right.